fuck people who don't just shoot, you know? I like PBR is always throwing down portaforts and stuff. Get out of here with the portafort. Let's be honest. Welcome to the Larf Lounge, aka not married to the name. I am Deuce. This is PBR, and we have a special guest who might frequent a little bit more often. G Stanky. So yo. So me and Grant were just playing Fortnite, and our final game was a win. The previous two games before that, well, one of them was a quick death, but the two before that were like third and second place. And you know, fuck people who don't just shoot. You know, I like PBR is always throwing down portaforts and stuff. Get out of here with the portafort. Let's be honest. I don't want that in no build. I don't want.
Yeah, there's a reason why I started to play Fortnite is because of the no building. It's not the fact that I didn't like building. I didn't like shooting people's builds.
Yeah.
So, people's portaforts. I guess unless they're on my team, PBR. I wouldn't hate you for it. So, you're good.
I only use them if it's like a 1-on-3 situation and it's desperate. But
I was in a
like
1v1, and this guy it was 1v2. Me and Grant knocked everybody. This guy throws a portafort, and then we shoot at him. He jumps out of it with a stupid fucking grenade that launches you 500 feet, and then he throws down another portafort, and then it's a 1v. He knocks Grant with a shotgun. Then it's a 1v1 situation. Me v him. Throws down another portafort. I'm like, this fucking coward cannot shoot. You clearly aren't a talented gamer because all you do is throw down fucking portaforts, you pussy.
Did he get you?
Yeah, he won. Because I jumped down, he threw a portafort, and then he jumped out of it and fucking, I don't know if he shotgunned me or what. But
I also shot the hell out of his portafort with with the Gatling gun, the machine gun that you can get.
I think that the portaforts can take too many hits. If they could take less hits, if it was more of like one magazine would take it down, so you could have two people ramming at it and it just goes. I think that would be cool. But the fact that it takes as much hits as it does is fucking annoying. Oh, I forgot.
They've been around a long time. You have to kind of decide whether or not you want to have that utility in your inventory. But I always thought you should have 6 inventory slots instead of 5. That way you could have your HP and your shield, and then carry maybe 1 utility and 3 guns.
I think they force you to kind of think about your loadout more. That's why I don't carry meds most of the time unless they have dual function. I want them to do shield and replenish health.
You know what's really funny is this 2025 when we're talking about Fortnite. A bunch of old dudes talking about Fortnite.
35 plus.
But here's the thing. I love Fortnite, mostly because of the social aspect, right?
Yeah.
But I will say the free-to-play model is no one does it better.
No, because you can buy the battle pass and then get enough currency from that battle pass to buy the battle pass again. And if you've done a few battle passes in a row, you have enough currency to like buy something from the store. But it is encouraged that you buy, like 100 V-Bucks or whatever, just because of how quick you burn through them. Yeah.
They just know that you're going to buy something because the quality is really good. Everything, even the skins that, are dumb looking, the quality's still there.
Yeah. Well, and they have variants for each one, like not just in color and that kind of shit. They have like for the sperm head girl, that's for the the Deadpool character, the female one. She has 3 different
the Carnage,
whatever,
or the Venom.
No. Well, I don't know about that one, but the Deadpool girl has 3 different rendering types. She has like cartoony, one that's got outlines, and then the other one is like realistic shading. So, man, my eye is tweaking.
Most of the stuff in there is actually something fairly reasonable too. Like, it's not out of control like it is on some of the other games that you play.
I would say it's
like
only
Call of Duty.
I don't play Call of Duty. I don't know what the monetization is like in that game.
Well, no, the money grubbing, I don't know, stuff in that game is fine, but they have skins that are clearly pay to win. Like right now, it's like the Terminator skin.
Everybody's running that. I don't watch Call of Duty.
The hardest to see.
I see clips every once in a while. Is that why they're running it? Clips. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
I know you guys probably don't like him, and I'm sure he's not very liked in most communities because they were like, he's a fucking liar. But Call of Shame is one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch.
I don't even know what that is.
It just
I don't know who
calls
it is either.
Yeah, he calls out the blatant cheaters, like the cheater streamers who are not necessarily aimbotting or whatever, but they're using like hacks to get all the skins and shit like that. People that are getting into low skill lobbies intentionally just to shit on everybody, to be like, I got 100 kills this game. Like, no, you didn't. You shot 100 people, then maybe got hit with one bullet. Like, even if a guy doms me in a game, I'm gonna get a few shots in. He's not just gonna schmelt me before I can react. So and they're just running through people. I'm just like, you guys are playing against idiots. I mean, no offense to the people they're killing, but
that's like changing your network settings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
your region.
Yeah,
but that can all be fixed with skill-based matchmaking taken out of the game.
Yeah, just region-based,
which is annoying. I don't know who likes that. Does anybody like that? Skill-based matchmaking? We were just playing Fortnite, and every lobby is just unbelievably sweaty. We might as well be playing ranked.
I'll say this though. Well, being that I've played ranked a lot in Fortnite now, the skill gap between the ranked players and not casual, but just like the open field is, at least when you're in the open field, you have a mix of people. You have some people that are really butt cheeks that shouldn't even be in this lobby, like they're bad, and then usually the top 15 people left are all worthy of a good fight. So and some are shitty. They just use portaforts all the time with their little dicks flopping around, little fucking pussies. Anyway,
where you need skill-based matchmaking is ranked, like ranked Apex Legends.
But that's
Apex
inherent,
was still
though.
popular. They have good skill-based matchmaking for ranked, but Rocket League, that's a good skill-based matchmaking game.
Yes.
You have a good sweaty game and it's 3-on-3. But if you're putting 100 people in a lobby, you could take the skill-based matchmaking out, I think. I don't think it needs to be in there.
Yeah, it should even out anyways. And second of all, Rocket League, big time, because if someone who's played for 3 years and someone who's played for 1 year, huge difference. Or people who just started playing, Rocket League is very easy to pick up and play and extremely hard to master. So if you run into someone who's really hard to master, it should be like in real life, a pickup game of basketball. If you go to the park, you should be able, there's clearly a higher skill court or matches going on, and everything else is just pick up and play, like pickup basketball. You just jump on someone's team, jump out. Some people are ballers, some people are very early beginners. That's how it should be in casual matchmaking.
I guess because like when, not necessarily PBR, well, somewhat PBR, he was on the tail end of it, but like when we grew up playing games, like multiplayer games, it was everybody all the time, and most everybody that played at that point was fairly decent. So it was always a good, I mean, there were some people that would shit on lobbies, don't get me wrong.
Definitely.
But the skill, the general skill of everybody, I feel like was more level than it is now. But I don't know. It's kind of a complicated thing because you don't want to shit on the people who suck because then they don't want to play, and if they don't even
have
get
a barrier.
They're like kind of like
Have a
Tarkov. Tarkov has that.
You get that guy in like an old Call of Duty lobby who can get the AC-130 or the chopper gunner, 11 kills. He was good, and like then you get the guy that gets close to a nuke, but there isn't a guy every game getting an AC-130 and a chopper gunner back then because everyone was pretty decent.
Yeah, well, because you could stay in the same lobbies.
So you play game after game after game, and you maybe have that one guy on your team that's like good enough to get those every once in a while.
I think the thing about playing like that was, though, when you're playing, at least the way I play, when you're playing against a guy that's so good, you start to learn how to play against that person and what it takes to counter what they're doing. And if you just are constantly getting put into random lobbies, you never have a chance to like feel out those really good players.
No, I know, because you probably won't even notice you're getting higher in skill.
Yeah, it's just learning.
Halo used to do it the best.
Sorry. We play fighting games, so if you play a boxing or an MMA game, you have to play the same person a few times to get comfortable with like some of the techniques that they're using, and then you kind of pick up on.
That's why in rematches, the person who won doesn't always win. Like in MMA fights and boxing fights, sometimes the other guy wins because they practiced to fight against you a little bit more, with a little bit more knowledge behind it, behind the training. So, Anyway,
Yeah,
skill based matchmaking.
I used to think Halo did it the best with their ranked, which they're 1 through 50, Halo 1, 2, or 2 and 3, and then their casual servers. You'd always see somebody with a 50 rank, and you're in a casual server.
You know what?
And you can just tell, you're like, wow, that guy really did deserve his 50 rank. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that this game could be played at that high of a level.
You know, I think where they go wrong is how they determine somebody's skill. I mean, I wonder what they're. I mean, just because you got a high rank and like if somebody's playing with a group of people that's really good and you're kind of just pulling along with them, doesn't mean you're a good or skilled player just because you have 20 W's under your belt or just because you're constantly in lobbies with high level people and you guys are surviving. Like that doesn't make you a good player. So I feel like skill based matchmaking could work if they changed the skills they were looking for to match people. You know what I mean? So, because
I just think that there should be a pool of skill-based matchmaking just in the early start of the game.
yeah, just take everybody that uses baseball bats and ban their accounts.
All right, let's drag this back into Fortnite real
Okay,
quick.
go.
Grant, what were you about to say?
Nothing. I was about to say
Oh.
a great option would be to
Not have
have
them in the
an
game?
option. Just have an option. Hey, this is a skill-based matchmaking server playlist.
I don't think anybody would
And
choose
this is
them.
a ranked, and this is a free-for-all, random encounters. Why not?
Well, so
You'd have somebody like Fortnite would be able to do it.
before we get back to Fortnite, sorry, PBR. In
No,
Tarkov,
you're good.
there's one map. Holy shit, I'm blanking on the name. It's been so long since I played that stupid game. But there's one map where you can only play it level 1 through 20. And then after you get over Ground Zero, yeah. And then after you get over level 20, I think it's 20. They might have changed it, but once you get over that certain requirement level, you're put into you can go to the same map, but you're no longer in the low level map. You're not in the starter version of it. Now, granted, the starter version, it's just as sweaty because you got people who are like, I haven't played in five months. I'm gonna come jump back in the game after I haven't chatted in a while and just shit on everybody. But they kind of have that in place. But that's one game where there is no skill based matchmaking. You get put in with some really good people sometimes.
Yeah, but they might be cheating. It's almost impossible to tell if someone's cheating.
It is because there's no kill cam. It's one thing they need to add. They have it in Arena. Why don't they just put it in the fucking game? You know,
I love Arena. Can we play that more often?
yeah. When's it come out on Epic? Once it comes out on Epic, I'll play it again.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
Mm-hmm. Then all the little stinkers will be on there and they'll knock some noobs out. They'll be like, I never played Tarkov.
Anyways, Fortnite. We
That'd be
also played
awesome.
Ballistic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought Ballistic was cool.
Ballistics. They need to add a map, and like the whole mechanics of the game. I like. I feel like that part of the game is nice. I don't know why they're not just putting out another map. Doesn't even have to
They
be
gave
any
up on
different. Already, you think?
Already?
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't get enough people to play it.
I mean, it's got a
Well, it
constant
came-
6K now, like somewhere around there.
It came out glitched. Remember?
Yeah, they had ranked and non-ranked, and they had to get rid of the non-ranked. And then when they got rid of the non-ranked, they didn't reset our ranks, so we're like
No.
plat 1 or plat 2 or something like that, which isn't that good. But you're starting to get into the sweatier lobbies for
Teams.
sure. Yeah,
When it comes down to like economic resources, the human resource aspect of it, I just think they have everything spread too thin probably at Epic to focus
I don't.
their best resources on that. Like they're probably pulling some people elsewhere, so that's not their main focus.
I can't agree with that because they don't need to change the game. They just need to make a map for it. I mean, you can have 2-3 people design a map, get it squared away, release it without textures. Let us play test it that way, and then if it does well, have a team come in and texture it. Like, you know,
You don't even. I mean, they have such a gigantic team. They can.
well, and they have
a slice.
so many textures
They can
in
have
the
a
game
ballistic team.
already. They don't really have to make new textures. They just have to apply what they already have in their gigantic fucking
Yeah, I guess.
library.
All they really do have to do is make maps, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like Halo Forge.
Make maps, and the guns are fine. I don't have a problem with the guns. They play well. The first person is
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Yeah, it is now.
It feels like
I don't
Valorant.
know. I don't know why they need a movement penalty, but I guess they want to.
I don't know. Maybe that's one thing they could do away with, but
But I mean, it's fine. It's clearly better with the mouse and keyboard though,
oh yeah, I love
because of the strafing and the counter strafing
it.
and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's very Counter Strike like.
when we think
What
about
up?
zero build, your guys' map and gripe with the Portafort shit.
That's only because of the
Do you,
last game.
do you think
90% of people don't
Yeah.
use it.
do you think that they could like possibly just change the zero build map and make it to have more cover than the actual map? Would they ever do that
I
and
don't,
just make the maps different, or do you think that'd be a bad thing?
to be honest.
I think that they've
Go ahead.
tried to design the last few maps as a zero build / regular build design.
I don't.
Because if you go to OG, it's like pretty much some areas that you can't get to unless you build a bridge to it.
Yeah,
I hate OG. I don't like
mountains.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I love
Deuce.
OG.
I just don't like the feel of the guns. They just aren't. I'm just not accustomed to them as I've been playing the main game so much. But I also didn't play the old version of the game, so for me, there's no familiarity. But I think the maps are good for the most part. I don't have too much of an issue. At the beginning of this season, I hated it. It was just like transgender fields, and a lot of the spots were just really open. But once you kind of learn the hot spots and you can kind of figure out how to navigate around, like if there's a fight going on and you really don't want to get engaged, you can find a little valley to kind of creep around it and come up behind, maybe third party or whatever. But my favorite map so far was the one with Olympus, the one that had like
Yeah, I gotcha.
it had like snow, desert, like it had like a mix of everything, and yeah, it was a good map. Had a lot of structures on it too.
I like I don't know. I hate the melee. So if I like it more spread out.
Melee
so when
weapons.
Yeah, melee. I don't like the melee combat whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was just saying because if you're using like the sword to hit people, even that's kind of janky. But
yeah, that's fine. But it's kind of janky. But that's like a last ditch effort type of thing.
that's
But like
that's
the
only
baseball bat and the swords from last season, and like covering ground so fast.
I don't mind
and
the
then having-
covering ground part. It's when it's used also as like, because like the one thing I have a problem with is like the hit reg in that game is a little shitty sometimes. And when somebody's
Especially
got
with
a
melee.
yeah, when somebody's got that baseball bat and they're running and jumping, like I know my tracking is not that bad, or if they're even dildosing, just fucking flying through the air.
Dildosing.
Sometimes the hits don't register, and it's like the game has trouble knowing where you shot and where that person is, and it's not like I know for a fact some of these are hitting, but I'll get no hit markers when I'm tracking them through the sky, and it's just frustrating because it's like the game isn't able to keep up with the pace the player's moving at. So
Yeah.
Part
I
of
don't
it
know
too
how-
is the meta. Like they put all this meta stuff in the game,
yeah,
and I don't think they really have to always try to put meta power weapons in the game because it's all designed to have a counter. So you've got the drill dough right now, and then you've got what's the thing, the baseball bat.
yeah,
The whole thing about the drill dough is it's designed to, if you get hit by the bat, you can drill dough yourself back into the map.
that's what I've been doing with it.
So that's like the counter for the bat.
Yeah, but then
But
you have to find a drill.
Maybe
though.
you should just take the stupid bat out of the freaking game, right? Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah, that'd be
always do
great.
that. They always do that crap where you have to find a weapon to counter it. So when there was cars, you had to have the EMP grenades, or you have to run the car. Like you have to choose one of the meta weapons to be successful in the
Yep.
game. You can't just run guns.
Yeah, because
you have to have a meta weapon.
yeah.
And that's why I think PUBG is the best battle royale.
PUBG
game
is
now.
a clunky garbage game, dude.
I
Garbage
wish we
game.
were all playing PUBG.
Who
instead
owns?
of
Does
Fortnite.
Microsoft own
I'd
that?
play PUBG. I'd do it.
It's so bad. I just don't
love
like
it.
the movement, and I don't understand the health and the shield, and like it's just like, to me, it's just I'd rather play Tarkov. Like I'd rather play a game that's built well, that runs good, that actually has understandable mechanics. As weird as that is to say about Tarkov.
Yeah, I like the long range gunfights in battle or in PUBG.
That's the only part of PUBG I like watching is
Yeah.
sniper stuff. Like when Doc hits those shots, you know, he gets his little boner going. You know,
Yeah.
like that's all of that PUBG has for me. That's exciting. All the regular gunplay is fucking boring. I hate when Summit plays it. It's poop dick.
I'm definitely gonna be playing the Battlefield Battle Royale.
Oh,
I know you probably not.
I'm not. If it's free, I'll play it. The what's that other game that's Battlefield-esque? Black
Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Yeah.
I saw a video on the campaign of the Black Hawk Down scenario. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think we should give that a go. It's a co-op thing.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
2-player or 4-player?
It was. I only saw 2 people
No.
playing, but I don't know. It might be able to be more. It was. I don't know if you guys.
Google that quick.
I don't know if you know who he is, probably Grant, but his name's Frankie 1080p on PC. Well, it used to be. Now it's just Frankie on PC. But he used to be a huge DayZ YouTuber. But anyway, he's been making videos recently about different stuff. He did the Atomfall game and he did that. Atomfall to me didn't really catch my attention. I know we talked about it a little bit. What did you think?
Did you guys play it?
No, I've just watched gameplay.
Okay, yeah, I played it. Played it for 1 hour.
Oof.
It crashed my Series X 4 times. I ran into an audio glitch where it was the entire save file had this audio glitch where I couldn't hear anything except for some people's dialogue. So I deleted my save file and started over again, and I had no glitches. And then after 1 hour, or after about 30 minutes, it was constant crashing. So I just uninstalled it.
Uninstalled.
Unfinished game. Otherwise, it looked like it was going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Most of the reviews are saying it was shorter than expected, but it was fun. Some are saying that the landscapes were very nice. I know I'm out of focus. Some are saying the landscapes were nice, but that the gameplay was a little stale.
The AI was dumb as hell. But it's
yeah,
like this,
that's what I heard. The stealth mechanic wasn't as good as it could because they'd forget you once they found you. They'd just kind of like forget you there.
That's a modern game thing though, like bad stealth and AI understanding.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why it's so fucking bad. I hate going back to Tarkov again, but as bad as the AI is in that game, it's better than these games.
Way better. Dude, like Indiana Jones is an awesome game with the worst stealth and AI. Like the guys that make that game, like the Machine Games, who used to do, they used to be Starbreeze Studios, who made the Chronicles of Riddick game.
Never
on
played it.
Original Xbox.
Wasn't a Vin Diesel fan.
It's the same AI. Almost the same AI.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. They have the cone vision, and once they start seeing you, they just run at you. And they'll get about 10 feet from you and then strafe.
I don't get it. Like I was watching I don't know if you guys know who Ammunition is. Ammunition. Yeah. She used to stream Tarkov and a lot of Siege, but she was playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I wanted to comment so bad. I try not to be negative in her chat and on her channel because she's like a decent person.
She's always positive.
Yeah, she's always positive. So I try not to shit on stuff when I'm watching her videos. But I wanted to so badly comment like, this AI is fucking retarded. It is literally made for people who don't know how to play video games and don't know what a good game is. Like that game just looks, I mean, it looks okay. But when you're watching people play it, you're like, there's no challenge in this game. Like you can just run and hide in a bush and go prone in a bush. And like the AI is just, it's so bad.
Remember stealth games used to be awesome.
Yeah, I talked about it last episode.
What's your co-host think of it so far? Has he enjoyed it?
Oh yeah, he's so James from Active Reload, huge fan of Assassin's Creed. So yeah, he likes it. He still says like there's the same problems in every Assassin's Creed. One of the biggest problems that he has with it is like the main characters and the enemies and the bad guys, the protagonists, antagonists, are always just shallow, hollow shells. They don't have much like good writing involved in any of the characters. But he says the stealth is improved from the last couple.
No.
I mean, so if you're talking about the Valhalla,
I didn't play
Origins and Odyssey, then those have terrible stealth. So this stealth is more in line with the older school.
How did we step backwards?
Okay.
In AI, like I don't even like calling it AI anymore because it's not intelligent. It's literally just programmed, but
it's bad. It's bad, like pathing.
Yeah, it's really, and they're it's like
walk paths.
Maybe nobody's playing. When I play video games, I play them in hard. every time. Like it's not like my Kingdom Come playthrough right now is in hardcore mode, and in that game, I tried to rob Sir Hans when he was in. Well, I was trying to rob the fucking brothel girl, but she was standing behind him, and they accidentally saw me, and his bitch ass ran and told on me. I'm like, we were just in a cutscene together, having a good old time, and now you're telling on me. But like,
is that from the original?
yeah,
Kingdom
the
Come?
original one. I'm not gonna play the other one until it's on sale. Before Henry liked penises.
He doesn't like penis in my playthrough.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the back of his mind the whole time, though. God, I really wish this
It's
guy
in the
would
back of my
slap
mind.
penises.
It really is in the back of my mind sometimes. Knowing that, knowing that this, because I've said it many times, but I think Henry's like one of the greatest video game characters ever, and just knowing that he's different for other people, it makes me angry.
Yeah, and mine, he's the same for everybody. He's just a dirty little fucking rat from Skalitz.
From Scouts. But whatever. I think I like that game a lot. It makes me almost confident that the next Skyrim is going to be so unbelievably unplayable compared to these other games that you're going to wonder why Microsoft spent $62 billion to buy.
Let me tell you why.
Oof.
Because Microsoft is run by the same blue-haired people who run all these gaming companies, and they don't see the industry for what it is. They see the industry for what they want it to be. So they all want it to be this fucking agenda-driven shit. They don't realize that what made gaming amazing was the challenge of playing a game, not just playing the game. Like, do you guys want to play a game that just sucks your dick the whole time?
No. I mean, yes, but no.
No, wrong dick sucking. Like PBR, do you want to play a racing game that if you like make a bad turn, it automatically corrects you and like pulls you in the right direction?
Oh, even worse, PBR. Would you like to play a racing game where there's like the auto CPU catch-up mechanic that used to be in a lot of old arcade racers?
Isn't that in Wreckfest?
No. Yeah.
Is it in Wreckfest?
I think so.
Oh, God.
No.
No?
Well, it might
What is
be,
it
but
called?
I
It's
hate
called
it.
Rubber Band Racing. It's like if you get too far behind, it gives you extra speed and stuff like that. Or in the case of Mario Kart, it's a blue shell.
Mhm.
Dumb. Yeah, I think they're losing everybody who wants a challenge. Because like,
I just want to play every old game with new graphics.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
yes,
Give me ATV Off-Road Fury 2 with new graphics. Let it play just a little smoother. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't need the wheel reinvented. If it means
That's what they're trying to
that,
do.
like we have to. I just don't know anymore.
Hey,
don't
play
know.
some PlayStation 2 mods on your computer, dude. That game is awesome, and you can get 4K, 120
Is it?
frames.
Really?
Grant's all
I
about
told
the
my
black market.
girlfriend, I'm like, next time we hang out, I'm gonna bring Guitar Hero Live over. We're gonna play Guitar Hero. We're gonna play It Takes Two. We're gonna just play some games that are like chill, that have good ratings.
So
We're
that's
just
the
gonna do
difference,
that.
right? There's games that are casual, right? That you can play
Yeah.
with somebody that you're relaxing. But
It Takes Two is awesome.
let's be honest, 90% of people want the challenge. That's why multiplayer is as big as it is, because you're playing against somebody who can think and react. You're not playing against a fucking bot that's just like, this is my path. Oh, the bush. Nope. Never mind. You know, like that shit is not like when you go back and play like old school Ninja Turtles or what's that other game? Contra. Those games were fucking giving. Like those games gave no shits. Battletoads. Those games didn't care if you didn't like the challenge. They gave it to you every time. And you know what? We kept playing those games. Even Earth. Like I don't think I could name a game from back then that wasn't like amazingly difficult or too deep to understand. Sorry, go.
Sorry,
They
go
didn't
ahead.
want you. They didn't want you to beat the game really quickly.
Because they couldn't add on to it.
Yeah, they wanted.
They need to build games
last
with the intent to not add on to it, even if they're going to add on to it. Like Elden Ring style, you know, there's DLC, but most people probably didn't beat the game, you know, but they kept playing the game.
Do you want to hear a crazy stat about Elden Ring?
Give it to me.
When it comes to the console version, or maybe I haven't looked up on the
Steam
like
charts.
Steam achievements, but I'm sure it's the same. Man, I have to look this up. But I could. It's the achievement you would get for beating the game is incredibly high. Like the average of people who get the final
Actually beat
achievement
it.
of is way higher than any other game.
Really?
So like most people who play like single player or RPG games, campaigns, I think it's like 10% actually beat it, like from 7 to 12 around that
You're talking
area
about
of
average-
people who actually get it.
Average games.
Yeah, for average people. But Elden Ring, it's like up to 40 or 50%. It's like
Which
an
goes to show
insane
you exactly
jump.
what I'm saying. Like that, people want that challenge. You're not gonna give up just
Yeah,
because
it's
some
crazy.
boss kicks your ass. If you know, I mean, I gotta imagine that most people that bought Elden Ring also knew what they were kind of getting into, which is probably that 40% of people, and the other 40% or the other 60% that bought it had no fucking clue what they were about to get into. But
We
people
talk
don't-
about it though. You guys talk about it on Active Reload though. Now every game's trying to be like Elden Ring and make games kick people's asses. So there's a kind of a
it's so
fine
annoying.
line line of in between. You gotta have
It's
Well, there has to be purpose
You gotta have
behind
your
the game
own
kicking
formula.
your ass. You know?
yeah.
it's kind of like in well, like in sports or like the NBA right now, everybody wants to recruit or develop a team around Steph Curry or Jokic from Denver. You can't do that. You can't have
The
you
same
can't just
team,
make
different
your own
people.
Kobe. You're gonna have to do something else. Like go find and build your own Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, or something. Go build your own Elden Ring. Don't like just straight up copy it. Is plenty of room for the same genre and like I guess roguelikes and Elden Ring likes, Souls likes, all those plenty of room for that. But man, when it comes to third person action adventure games, if it's
Butt cheeks.
anything resembling Souls like, I run away.
Well, like let's just use the Battlefront or not Battlefront. What was the Star Wars game that was headed by that girl with a masculine chin? What was that?
Kathleen Kennedy?
No. That's
Star Wars game?
That's the
Star Wars
Yeah.
You mean Battlefront 2?
No.
Or-
The solo single player game that just came out like a year ago.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Outlaws.
Yeah.
The AI in that
Ubisoft game.
Yeah, of course. It's just I wouldn't dog on it if it wasn't. The AI in that game is so fucking terrible that game would have actually been good if they would have spent more time trying to understand how AI should react to somebody. And because I watched a bunch of gameplay of it, I would never buy that game, give them money, or play it. I wouldn't even steal that game. I would not pirate it. But when you watch somebody, they'll kill an AI. The other AI will spot that person and they'll jump into a bush and then they're gone. Like the AI's like, well, I guess they're not here anymore. You know, if you would make it to where that AI started just shooting into random bushes or something that actually adds a challenge to it to where they actually play hide and seek with you, then it would be fun. It's kind of like Metal Gear, you know, when you and then they're like it shows where you were and seen where you were seen
Great
last.
AI.
Yeah, and then you can reposition. Like that is what all these modern games that have stealth in them are missing. And the fact that the AI doesn't investigate anymore, it just forgets. And
I think
for me,
that,
I don't like that.
I think that when it comes to Ubisoft stuff like that, it's a skill issue. The people developing them, there's also they don't care about it, so they're not prioritizing.
That should
any
be
type
their
of
only
AI
priority.
advancement.
I
But
enunciated
I
that.
mean,
Priority.
Metal Gear. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 3 is going to be remade this year. It's going to come out as Delta,
I don't like
Metal
the
Gear Solid Delta.
remakes. I'm not a fan of the remakes.
It's barely. I mean, it's almost a reskin. It's a,
That's what I
people are
want.
gonna
I want a
realize-
remaster, not a remake.
Yeah,
Because when they
it's-
put the word remake there, they're giving themselves artistic liberty to change
but it's-
plot points and to manipulate the game a little bit.
They're
I
not
don't
going to
like
do that. It's the same voice actors, the same plot. It's the same. It's everything. It's the same audio. It's just graphics look a lot better. It's the same level design.
Don't fall for their fucking games, Grant.
It's Konami.
Yeah, Konami. Oh, Konami.
It's not like they're not Ubisoft.
they're not very far
they're-
from it.
No, yeah, they are. Konami's practically mafia in Japan.
Yeah, well, We'll see.
They work in casinos. They're like a casino company.
You hear about the Tomb Raider
These
game
days.
that are they canceling that? Do you know? I heard it was getting canceled.
I haven't been
maybe.
following Tomb Raider at all.
I love the not. I think it was probably like 2012, maybe 2016, somewhere in the back while ago. I hadn't played Tomb Raider since the originals, and I bought one of the more modern ones. It's probably not the one everybody's thinking about, but I loved it. I had a great time in that game, and it's way better than Uncharted. Oh my god, Uncharted
Is it the one where
ass.
she gets? It's like the kind of the
She's like in the mountains, like.
Yeah. She's it's like when Crystal Dynamics redid her whole thing. It's the one after Underground, but it's where it's like her origin story. She gets killed in so many crazy different ways.
Speaking of origins, we have not heard about Turok since they announced Turok in December. That game's gonna suck probably too.
It depends on who's
I
in
hope
charge.
it's good, but dude,
why
have we not heard
it
about Turok in 4 months?
We kind of shit on it a little bit.
Whatever. Do you guys know?
I love Turok. That's
Me
one
too.
of my favorite games.
Have you played Night Dive Studios' remaster of all the Turok games?
No.
I don't know why. Everybody should be sucking Night Dive Studios' dick big time. They remake or remaster awesome games that people have forgotten about, and they come out super good and better
on PC?
on PC and console. So if you ever played Turok 1, 2, and 3, you can get the Night Dive Studios version. Or if you've ever played that old PlayStation 2 The Thing game that barely anybody played but was awesome, they remastered that recently. Awesome. They did the Quake 2 and the Quake 1 remasters. And the Doom 64. Man, these guys, they work so good.
If you guys have been hearing a
favorite games
clicking,
as a
I'm so
kid-
sorry. I've been playing with this thumb drive.
I don't hear it.
I need to get rid
I
of
haven't heard it.
I can
My
see
favorite
it popping
games
on my-
I associate with like playing at my older cousin's house, or like when I was going over to my friends and getting, hanging out at my friend's house or something, playing games at their house. Like that's how all my favorite games came about. Playing Nintendo 64 with my sister.
Well,
She lived in Alaska, so we'd play we'd hang out once a year or something when she'd visit and play games.
Yeah, I mean that's like
all that stuff.
My neighbors had the N64.
Vigilante 8.
Yeah.
We had the PlayStation, so we would go to each other's houses to play, the games you couldn't play at your house, and there was a whole different vibe around gaming at that point in time. It wasn't like it is now where you just sit in your room and you can masturbate while you're gaming and nobody knows what you're doing.
Yeah, one kid had a GameCube, so we'd always go play at my buddy Eric's house and play Smash Bros. And Mario Kart Double Dash and all those. But then I had Conker's Bad Fur Day, so we'd play the Nintendo 64 and play Conkers, and that would blow their mind because they were the kids that couldn't play the bad games. So when they played Conkers, they were like, "Oh my god, this is crazy!" And then I'd have the PS1, so that would be the difference. Like one kid had the GameCube, I'd have the PS1, PS2. One kid had the Halo.
I'm not I don't hate on multiplayer, online multiplayer at all, but the whole scene of gaming has just changed to where they're trying to tap into new markets. I feel like these companies, and they're missing the mark because I've looked at the statistic before, but if you think about it just in your own life, if we didn't have gaming, what the fuck would we be doing right now? What kind of, maybe we'd be more productive. Yeah. But I got to think somebody who comes up in a shitty area, if they have access to a console, it's going to keep them out of trouble more often than it's going to get them into trouble. So because once you start playing and you get competitive, then there's a drive to become better and better and want to keep playing that and not just experience the game, but experience kicking somebody else's ass in that game.
I could tell you right now, if I didn't grow up gaming with my friends,
you'd be fighting.
A lot of us would be in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly what I did. I remember in high school, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit home tonight and play video games.
Yeah, because you go out to a party, you're gonna get into. There's fights that happen all the time, but if we're sitting online, not the same.
kids in rough neighborhoods, they go out and they play basketball till the lights close off in the park at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Then they go home and play NBA on their video game systems.
Yeah.
Like, that's what used to happen. Now NBA sucks, so I'm sorry for them. But but
Yeah, but a lot of people
that's
play
like
Call
a
of
way
Duty
that they
too,
stay
'cause
out of
it's
trouble, you
accessible.
know, or kids like playing Call of Duty together. So that's a big way to like, yeah, keep people out of trouble.
I think it's probably done more. Like, people always try to blame violence on video games, but I feel like video games have knocked the level of violence down in this world substantially.
Dude,
because it
do you know
takes
how
that
many
drive
studies-
to kill somebody out of your
The amount-
system, because you just did.
The amount of studies for the last 30 years, even like government studies, to try to prove a link between violence and video games, they've spent billions of dollars and taxpayers' dollars on this study. They have not found anything other than the opposite.
Yeah.
So
Well, because it's like so obvious. It's one of those like common sense things when you look at it and think about it from a sense of like, this is taking people off of the street, you know, being bored, doing shit that they shouldn't be doing, and putting them in front of a screen now where they can be competitive, which is all we all want, is to be competitive, to say you're either good at something, or some people just do it to get, you know, like their frustration out, just to go and just like, it's a new outlet that we didn't have 50 years ago.
Although it probably has raised diabetes, that and
Got the old
What hasn't?
diabetes.
What hasn't?
VR might
Yeah,
change
The only reason that it could raise violence is if there's introverted people who have trouble socially,
and they get stuck in the gaming world.
Well, I'm just gonna say they're more likely to be the kind of people that play video games. So yeah, maybe they're more likely to be the ones that are having trouble socially and do something bad
But
because
that's
they
an
get bullied
outlier.
or something.
That's an outlier.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
it's not related to video games though.
No,
you know,
that's-
it's just
that's
it's
personality.
just they get chalked as a stat
that's like
because they
saying
play video games.
that's like
It's
saying
the COVID
lazy.
thing.
That's like saying smoking weed makes you lazy, but it's not really. It doesn't make you lazy. Just a lot of lazy people like smoking weed.
It allows
So,
you
like,
to be lazy if
people who
you
are-
want to be.
Yeah, people who have an inclination to chop up your neighbor's dog probably are going to download the neighbor dog chopping up simulator game
Yeah.
more than a regular person. But I think that
We need to put that game out and really find out who's downloading it.
Yeah.
there's like a honeypot,
Uh-huh.
honeypot games.
We should honeypot these guys.
That's probably a good topic. There's probably
Dog
a lot
chop
of-
simulator. Wuhan, 30,000 downloads.
Yeah.
Can't eat them there. Though.
Yeah. I said that in our last podcast. I made a short of the Battlefield leaks, and I didn't know if this got me in trouble, and I haven't checked, but I said that Battlefield, the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 6 or whatever they're going to call it, is leaking more than a Wuhan lab.
Oh.
And,
Oh God.
because I've watched hours of leaked footage from the Battlefield NDA labs, and no one gives a shit about NDAs anymore.
No, because you can upload stuff anonymously. I mean, it's you can't do it from your own home computer, but if you have an outside source where you can upload stuff from, like, it's
You just
pretty
go to a
hard
coffee
to find.
shop.
Yeah, and just buy a fucking burner phone.
It
Yeah.
is. If you look at the space of video games right now and try to find like new news on video games, there's only like a couple thousand views on each video. It sucks. There's just no one looking up video game news,
'Cause-
or they're just not finding it.
Well, the whole thing is games are kind of burnt out right now. Like, we go through cycles
Yeah.
of
Oh,
like
jeez,
burnout. Like,
yeah.
I've gone through years where I didn't play a single video game. Yes, I was doing a lot more drugs at that time, and I was drinking and having fun, but when I came back to gaming, I remembered why I loved it so much and why I shouldn't have left.
Also, we're playing the same games. We're talking about Fortnite at the top of the show, dude. Fortnite has been around for almost a decade.
Yeah. And that's why it's
You
still here. And it's good.
Remember
We
the
get
difference between
Fortnite
19
every week, baby.
Hell yeah,
Dude,
every day.
remember the
Playing
difference
ranked.
between 1999 and 2009 in terms of gaming, the gaming world and the
Oh
gaming
yeah,
landscape?
everything was. It was like a constant evolution into the next.
2009
the next
was Modern
games.
Warfare 2.
No, Modern Warfare 2. And then in 1999, the online game you were playing Quake 2. Quake
Well,
Arena.
That was like 20 people, but yeah.
No, it wasn't 20
I
people.
know,
And
I'm
then
being sarcastic.
Diablo.
And then did the Xbox original release? When did the PS2 release? 90. I don't remember. But yeah,
90, 98, 97, 98,
yeah.
99.
So yeah, so I
Yeah, I
was
think-
my
A year before Dreamcast.
my first, oh god, rest its soul. My first online experience gaming was SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs, and
Yeah.
that is like, I know a lot of like member berries and nostalgia going on with that game, but the
Dude, that game's
experience, I know, the experience itself and the smoothness of gameplay and the competitiveness between all the teams. People had clans, like we were all in clans and shit. We'd have, fights, and I feel like
Yeah, so-
that was peak online gaming, unfortunately.
Console, maybe.
Yeah, for console.
No.
I mean, because Counter-Strike's a bad game, and nobody likes that
Oh
game.
my god.
The only
Yeah, I was about to say,
Europeans
99
and
was like
Russians like
the
that.
The blueprint of Counter-Strike was just coming out.
What, Half-Life?
2000. Yeah, off of Half-Life.
Which,
and then,
that game is butt cheeks, too. I don't like that game.
Yeah, but the difference between Modern Warfare 2 style online capability, online gaming, and the culture around it, and which was also
Oh.
Halo 3, and I mean 2007 was there was all the Half-Life 2 was out already for a long time. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit came out in 2007.
Yeah.
From 2007
Halo
to
was
2009,
like...
huge.
Halo... I never played Halo multiplayer because I didn't have... Halo 3 was that a X360?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I didn't have 360 in the beginning. I had PlayStation 2 and then PS3. So I didn't have the Xbox in the beginning of its life, so I didn't play Halo. But
Well,
Halo 3 just split screen was phenomenal.
yeah, it was awesome.
It was
What about?
phenomenal.
I mean, also it's 2025. 10 years ago was 2015. What are people playing now in 2025? They're playing
Call
the
of
same
Duty and
2015. They're playing PUBG. They're playing Rainbow Six Siege, which came out in 2015. Like, it's the same games.
Yeah. Well, it's because nobody
2015
has...
to 2025. There's no difference.
The thing is like there's niche games like that Portal game that you like to play, the FPS game. It's Halo-esque.
Splitgate?
Splitgate,
2
yeah.
is going to be great.
Splitgate-
I can't wait for part 2.
It's got potential, but then there's parts of
Yeah.
it where there's people like me who are like, I don't really like that aspect of it, so we don't play it. And that's a decent chunk of people who play games every single day. So
They got
it's
rid
just-
of one of your biggest gripes with that. You can't snipe people through the portal anymore.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
really?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Which
They-
I
they
actually
made-
like that.
They made the
Yeah,
I
I
don't
thought
That's
like.
cool.
They made the portal not visible unless you're really right next to it. So you can't see through it unless you're very close to
In
it.
my opinion, that's too little, too late because I didn't know that.
No, this game hasn't came out. Split Fiction 2 is going to be great. It's also a lot
Splitgate,
different than
not Split Fiction.
I mean, not Split Fiction.
Split Fiction was a
Splitgate
story
2.
written about two boys that they transformed into girls to fit the narrative of today's.
Oh, I did play that game, by the way. Me and Melody played that game, and
Did it feel like it was a story written about two boys?
no, it really does feel like those characters wouldn't have written that story.
Boom! Send it
right.
home.
But it's still a good game, and it's not that egregious. And
I'm
it's
not
like,
saying it's not a good game. I'm saying they gender swapped it on purpose. And that story was
I don't think they gender swapped
written
it.
a long time
I
ago, and they implemented it with two girls.
I don't think they gender swapped it at all. I think that it's just the writers wanted to write a game about the same story, and they're like, how do we make it fun? Well, we're not going to make it.
It
like,
could have
it's-
been twins from a
those
different
little
realities. Like,
Yeah, those two stories, like the fantasy and a sci-fi shooter, they can be written by women all the time. I mean,
just
a lot
chances
of-
are very slim.
no, but a lot of the best writers in fantasy video games, Amy Hennig, right?
What's she written?
She wrote those, Legacy of Kain and Uncharted, like they're good Uncharted's.
None
But
of
then
the charts
it's just
are
these
good.
two characters, the characters that you play as. It doesn't seem like those two girls would have written these games, and they're also good characters. It's just they don't seem like gamers, and I
That's
don't
'cause they
buy
were-
the fact that they're gamers.
The
It's just
developers
they
are not
seem like-
gamers anymore, so it's hard to like connect to that audience.
I disagree. I think those guys that make those games, Hazelight, they came from those guys who started Hazelight came from the Chronicles of Riddick Starbreeze Studio crew. So they do have a deep DNA in good game making.
I have a feeling though that they say that, and it's so they say other people that worked on those games work on this game now. But I have a feeling those people that worked on those games moved over to this studio, then quit, and they still use that title.
There's
we have some of the same developers, like
the founders of the Have Haze Light. There's probably 5 of them that worked on those old games.
I don't know. I have no faith in the industry right now.
I think that those guys are great because they make co-op. They have a design, and they're like, we want 2 people to play this game on one screen, and they go from that. They don't have a goal. We're gonna make a game that somehow reaches up to Fortnite, and then we'll figure it out on the way. This is Haze Light goes. We want to make a game that 2 people can play, and we're gonna play 2 characters, and we're gonna have fun stuff in it, and it's gonna have a lot of platforming, old school.
That's fine, but I feel like the story writing on the way to the creation of the game is manipulated from its original source material. That lady's using AI to come up with a good story. She's not a good writer. Trust me.
I just don't know. Okay. Two thoughts in my head right now. We need to make gaming great again. The Lords of Larftown, the 3 of us could make gaming great.
We'll rebrand.
People gotta see this video and they gotta start commenting.
We'll rebrand for you. We'll call it Lords of Larftown.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be on it.
Second thought. Yeah. Second thought. Speaking of that, books are having a resurgence. So at some point, maybe gaming will have its resurgence. Like books in Barnes and Noble are they've been coming back for a couple of years now.
People are bored of gaming.
Hopefully, gaming will come back. But
yeah, it's not going anywhere.
No.
We need to play the Delta Force co-op campaign. That's what I'm getting pumped up thinking about it right now. Tonight we should do that and just fucking rip it, baby. We gotta rip it. I would love it. It's 4-player. It's 4-player.
Okay. You looked it up?
My computer would fucking melt playing that game.
I know.
First of all,
that's all I can think about.
You guys need to get better computers.
The original Black Hawk Down this is a remake of the old school Black Hawk Down video game, which was one of my favorite.
It's the same devs, right? Technically.
I don't know. The devs are Chinese.
I mean, the same company or no?
Yeah, Delta Force.
Or the same game name.
My coworker was a medic, a field medic during Black Hawk Down, and they just brought that Netflix show back too, or they just created the Netflix show. The gentleman that fell out of the helicopter.
Yes.
In the movie.
They gender swapped him?
My coworker's the guy who was the medic for that guy.
Oh, really?
In the movie, or in real life?
In real life.
Oh yeah.
But he's never made it on any of those shows or anything. I don't think he's never been credited with any of that. But yeah, he's told me a lot of stories. That was crazy. But going back, I got too many thoughts going on right now. I'm sorry.
Spit them out. Go. No.
Yeah,
have you heard anything we talked about? It's all over the place the whole time.
I know. It was something about the gaming. I don't remember. It's all right.
And those aren't just blankets on the floor, by the way. The dogs is dog beds. There's actually a dog right there. He's just black. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be down to play that.
If I play that game, my shit will melt. That game melts my computer already.
Can you play it on Xbox?
Nope, not yet.
It's not on Xbox yet?
Oh, I remember. So gaming, the way they're not going to make it great again by just doing remakes and then trying to reinvent the wheel. They just need to like do things a little bit better each time, and they just keep failing at that.
Because they only care about...
They can't move things forward a little better. They try to reinvent the wheel, or they try to just remake crap.
I hope James never sees this, but they're catering to the James audience, right? Not the Grant, me, or you audience. So the James audience is beautiful graphics, potentially good story, and we don't care so much about graphics. We want better gameplay and smoother gameplay and more of the same, but with a little bit of jalapeno on the top, a little bit of habanero, maybe some ghost pepper over here. Like, spice it up a little bit.
I agree. You're calling out my co-hosts in my other podcasts, you son of a gun.
No, listen, I'm not talking shit. He's just he's the other spectrum.
I know, he's younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the younger generation of gaming.
He doesn't know what it was. He knows what it is. And to not know what it was means you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well,
so
eventually it'll the pendulum swings in all this stuff. In movies it did too.
That's why they're all doing so fucking terribly right now.
That's why like if you put a superhero movie out, that's like basically blockbuster cancer.
Unless you're Deadpool. Unless you've got
unless it's comedy, but that's
Yeah.
very different. That's a rated R adult
Yeah.
oriented superhero movie.
Yeah.
But the Avengers style.
Grant, I
It's
think you're
not
going to have
good.
to balance the audio for me on this one. By the way.
Oh.
What?
Why?
Do you guys want to hear something awesome that we've talked about? The last time we talked about this was when Grant was in the podcast. The original X-Men are coming back to the universe. They're coming back, baby. They're bringing back James Marsden, the original Cyclops, and all the
Yeah.
OG guys. They're going to bring them back for.
I
like,
think
one
they're
movie.
doing that to
Wait, that
try
guy-
and
that guy
sucker
has-
you in.
That guy has another Sonic movie to make.
Does he?
Nah, I'm just joking. He's the guy who plays Cyclops was
I-
he was
my-
on the Sonic movies.
My whole thing with that is,
Yeah.
they're trying to grab you by your member berries and suck you back in and make them some money so they can recoup all the losses they've had. If I were you, I wouldn't buy that shit or watch that shit unless you're on the Flixer.
There's no way you'd have to pay me to go to see another superhero movie.
Like I'm just
Even
saying,
though
they're,
I can't-
I'm not a big superhero guy. So
They're
I don't
doing that to
down
get-
with that a lot. But
to get
X-Men.
no, they're doing it
The
to
OG?
get the ignorant crowd back in, the people who are not ignorant but like that just don't really care, that have fallen out of love with those movies because of what they've done to them, and now they're trying to say, but look, and they dangle the little carrot in front of your eyes. They put out a half-assed movie that might be, mediocre at best, and then the next movie they put out after that, they promise that it's going to be just as good as the last one, but it's just a total shit show. I don't know. I just feel like Hollywood
everyone
and
says
the
they're
gaming
gonna-
industry is dog shit.
They'll bring him back just to kill him off and then introduce a new cast of X-Men is what most people are saying is going to happen.
Probably.
Well, yeah, Ian McKellen is going to be in there. He's going to play Magneto on dialysis.
Yeah.
I mean, with
Magneto on dialysis.
like I don't get it. Professor X, what's his face?
The guy
I don't
from
remember
the
what
guy
his
from
name is.
Star Trek,
Yeah,
Picard.
I forgot his name. Yeah, he's can't play Professor X. When they did the Logan movie, which took place in the sort of future, and Professor X played an old man dying in a wheelchair, like that made sense. But having him act as a superhero, I can't buy it anymore. I'm not gonna buy
Yeah.
any of it. It's gonna
Ah.
just to be. But I do like X-Men.
I'm
I
here to
love
suck
X-Men.
the excitement out of everybody. Just suck it out.
I st-
Is there anything
kidding.
you're excited about in life, Deuce? Do you get excited for anything?
yeah. What are you excited about for gaming?
Gaming? Nothing.
Come on.
There's nothing.
You can't think of anything. What about?
They've ruined everything that I like. Like not like
Okay.
they've ruined it and made it bad, but they've like injected parts of stuff that I'm totally against. And-
I will tell you what you're excited for.
Okay, tell me.
You're excited for Arena coming to Epic.
Yeah, I'm so
Right?
excited because if they don't release something new for that game, once that comes out on Epic, I'm going to be disappointed.
If it comes out on Epic, that's a huge thing because that means that the guys who do make Tarkov, they usually have their own launcher, which is annoying, right?
It's the only
If it
launcher I
comes
don't
out-
mind having it outside of Steam.
If it comes out on Epic, that means it could come out on anything.
Yeah.
They're willing to put it out on anything. So if they're willing to
Unless
put
they
it on
signed
Epic,
a
they
deal
can
with
bring it to
Epic.
console. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
If they brought
Which,
it to console and made it,
Arena,
yes, Arena, not Escape.
not
If they made it console friendly and put it out on console, that would pump that game up. If they add a mode that is similar to the Valorants, the CS:GOs, and the Sieges, something that's like if all those fucked and had a baby, if they made a
Yeah.
game mode that mixed that, I think that would be. It could easily be the best competitive FPS.
I don't think it needs to be a hero shooter.
No,
right?
no,
You
no,
don't
no.
need
I'm saying
special powers.
keep it how it is. I'm talking
Yeah.
about game modes, not character design.
Yeah, gotcha. So the Arena's newest maps definitely resemble that. Remember that map that we all played? It was very Counter-Strike-esque, and it had 3 lanes, and the middle lane, it would
The
have the
mall?
domination mode. No,
Equator?
not mall.
It was
No.
the castle
Yes,
style
the
one?
castle one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's
Oh,
grass.
it's like yeah. Little playgrounds.
That
and
is
shit.
The
very
fort.
yeah. That was very much designed with that way of thinking, and I think they could totally do that with on console. What you can't do is you can't have console play with PC guys. I don't want that.
I think it should be
I
an
don't want
option.
to. Yeah, I guess.
A
Yeah.
disabled option from the beginning, but able to be enabled.
Yeah.
Because you
know
can
who does
use
that
mouse
really well?
and keyboard.
Insurgency does that.
You can use mouse
Yeah.
and keyboard on consoles now, so it's
I
not
would
like you
love
would be set at a disadvantage automatically.
I
'cause you're
just don't
forced.
want to shoot anybody with aim assist. I don't want to be on a mouse
don't-
and keyboard
I
and
don't-
know
I don't-
that a console player got a headshot because of aim assist.
I don't think that the
I don't know if
devs
they'd
of
put aim
Tarkov would
assist
add
on.
that. No, I don't. I think they'd make it raw input.
Even for controller
They're
players.
too obsessed with hardcore. Yeah, I think
Okay,
even
yeah,
for
you're
controller
right.
players.
You know what that would do?
Did
That would,
Siege have aim assist on Xbox?
no. Does not have aim assist.
I would
whatsoever.
say no based on the way it feels.
No, it's 100% a no.
Okay. Not
It's
even
not
the
assist.
slightest bit.
Not even
I
the
guess
slightest
because
thing.
one shot
On-
headshot matters. So like,
Yeah.
if you were assisting people with that, I mean, I can say when I haven't played console in a while and I jump on Siege, I am rusty as fuck, and it is hard to hit the shots I used to hit. Like,
Yeah. See,
So-
there was aim assist on Terrace Hunt. They don't have that anymore, but
oh yeah, it was an
That's why-
option. It was an option on there.
that's why there was a big problem with spoofing. So like the Zim players using mouse adapters on.
I used to hate playing
console.
on console, and then the guy would kill you, and in the kill
Yeah,
cam
he'd
you'd see him
spin
whipping
around.
his mouse around. Yeah, I'd be like, "You fucking
Yeah.
coward, you little pussy."
Yeah, no, I definitely had to get one just in order to compete because I was tired of playing against fucking people with mice.
Pussy.
But then again,
sorry, pussy. I don't know if you
I
heard
know.
that.
You
Pussy.
used to call me. You used to call me. I
Andrew,
only
I used
did
to
it for a
call
little
you
bit.
Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah, I only did it a little bit. Then eventually, like I really didn't like it. It's stupid. So it's totally fine with a keyboard.
I don't
But
care.
now
if
people-
yeah, now you can. So
You can actually play with PC players. So if you wanted to hook up a Zim,
I'll just
They
never download
actually-
that game again. So
they can actually see that they call it mousetrap. They'll just put you in PC lobbies.
that's funny. Yeah. So back to Arena
Yeah.
though. If they have a game mode right now, it's like Seek and Destroy, right? PBR. Did you play
Search
it at
and
all?
Destroy?
Search and Destroy. Yeah.
Yep.
They have a Search and Destroy mode right now, which to me is not really my favorite game mode, but it is fun.
They have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is probably their worst game mode so far.
But you have to. I think if we played it as a team, we would see it a little differently. The maps aren't quite as big. They kind of narrow them down a little bit. But yeah, there's a Seek and Destroy or Search and Destroy.
I don't know why you guys don't play
Search and
Insurgency.
Destroy is my favorite game.
Insurgency.
mode.
Insurgency for me isn't competitive.
Oh God, I hate you.
I don't know. I maybe played. I never played it.
It's not.
Man,
It's just.
PBR, you would love it.
It's a good game. Me and you played it plenty of times, but it's just not.
it's good.
It doesn't have
So-
that competitive grab for me.
There's just no progression.
I used to play the
whatsoever in game.
original. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not building towards anything. Everybody has access to it all right in the beginning. And the other thing I don't like is the way that you select classes. Is it only so many people per game can select certain classes? Is that game I'm thinking
Yes.
of?
Yeah. Well, everybody can select a rifleman, but it's yeah, you have a what is it called? The commander? Not a commander. It's the guy who
yeah, kind of
and
like
the advisor, a commander advisor.
Yeah.
You need those two, and then you have machine gunner or
The one thing I'll
heavy.
give Insurgency is the community is fucking hilarious. They're,
Dude, I love
they are one of the funniest fucking communities. They talk so much shit, and at the end of every
Yes.
round, you can hear the other team. So
Yeah, that is they. So people, this is a good clip. There you go. It's a good clip to clip. People who are really tired, like us, of Call of Duty, the Halos, all this stuff, the non-competitive turn that the industry took. Insurgency offers all that because it does feel like an evolution of what you thought Call of Duty would have gone to. You can still run and gun, but the aim assist, there is no aim assist, at least on console, or maybe very little. But I can't tell. There is a heavy emphasis on recoil. there are no markers when you shoot somebody. So if I get a headshot from some far away, like, and you don't know if you got a kill, there's no indication saying that, yay, you killed somebody. You're like, did I down that guy? There's plenty of game modes. So there's the domination, the team deathmatch, and then there's the search and destroy style game mode. But they have a push mode, which is the bread and potatoes.
What's that?
The meat and potatoes.
What's the?
Where there's a site where you have to.
It's like
claim.
Rush. It's like Rush on Battlefield.
Exactly. It's like Rush. Yeah, except for only one site instead of two.
Yeah. The one memory of that game I really have is, you know what, right at the start of the round, you and me ran down into the basement and I like ninja planted.
Yeah.
That's like one of the standout moments in that game. That was really fun. And that game is really fun. I like even playing with pistols in that game because the death or the damage model is really good.
There's also what is it called when you can talk to somebody around the corner? That's why the shit talking is so good.
Proximity?
Yeah.
Proximity chat. So you can tell, you're like, hey, bitch, I hear you on the other side. And they're like, shut up, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And then when you go into the lobby in between rounds, you can talk, everybody talks shit again. And, it doesn't matchmake you into a different group.
Yeah, you stay in the
game's
same.
over.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's what I love.
like, it's the modern evolution of what the 2009 shooter would be. So it does, even though Insurgency Sandstorm is pretty old now. It's like probably 8 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast the game's.
I want to be
But
able to
it still
talk
feels
shit
good.
to people for an hour. I want to be able. That's
Yeah,
what
you
gaming
just
is. You wanna
stay
be
in
able to,
that
like,
lobby.
just chirp with each other for an hour and have a good
It's
time.
also crossplay, so I could get on console and play with you guys. I could put my fucking keyboard and mouse on my Xbox or my PlayStation and play with you guys on PC. I also have it on PC too.
Man,
It's
But anyways,
it's a solid game. Those who have been playing it are really fucking good at
really
it.
good.
And
It's got a very unique map design.
yeah,
Very unique.
it has kind of like
the cost of that game.
probably like $20, I'd imagine, if not
No,
cheaper.
probably less than. It has a SOCOM design in maps.
Yeah, where
There's
it's
a lot
kind
of,
of
like,
kind of real world.
30.
$30. You wait for it to go on
For
sale. Wait,
Sandstorm.
wait for the summer sale. It'll go on sale.
$30, man. I haven't seen it that high.
Is
in
it?
a long
Is that like a
time.
bundle thing? Is it? There's no DLC for that
For
game, is
the
there?
for the normal Insurgency, it's 15. For Sandstorm,
there
it's
you-
30.
Oh, you don't want the original one. That one's that one was awesome.
It was
I played
awesome, guys.
I played that one too, but
That was a source game.
yeah, Sandstorm.
Ghost
is a
Recon
step up.
Breakpoint featured $60 on Steam right now.
Ugh, that
What
game is
the heck?
bad. I have that game. I bought it for I think $5 or something, maybe $10. It's so bad. The one before it was so much better.
So good too. Yeah,
it was
Wildlands
so good. Wildlands was so good. It was so good in a sense. It was open world. You could go around killing everybody. You didn't have to do the story missions. You didn't have to do
No,
anything. You could play with 4 of your buddies.
The
Always a
progression
good
was
time.
good.
Yeah, always
It was
a good
hilarious.
It was
I laughed
so
my
funny.
ass off.
Yeah.
One of the funniest video games, or probably the most unintentionally funny video game of all time.
time.
It's so funny. I
it is
laughed my
so
ass
good.
off. Remember that time when we all were going to fly over this big facility, and we were going to we jumped out of the helicopter, and except for I forgot to equip my my parachute, and so I just landed. I just died. I jumped out and I died. Stuff like
No.
that happens all the time. I love that game.
That game was
Old
good
school.
fun, and it wasn't a challenging game at all,
It
but
could get hard though.
but it was like just realistic enough to where you could kill somebody. It wasn't The Division where you're putting 500 rounds
Yeah.
into some fucking guy in a butt rocker fucking outfit and spiky hair.
Yeah.
Like no offense to
There's
the
no
butt
RPG
rockers.
elements.
Yeah,
no
there-
RP. That was probably Ubisoft's last good game, shooter game.
Oh, Wildlands? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because Division, I was so hopeful for that game, and
Yeah, it would have been great.
it would have been great. It would have been great. Would have been the greatest game Ubisoft ever made, but they put
Yeah, very ahead of
wokey
its
bullshit
time.
in there.
That was an extraction shooter before extraction shooters.
Yeah, it was,
Sort of.
and it was
Yeah.
done well because you could PvE only or PvP, and
Mhm.
and the damage model in that game is what ruined it for me. I didn't
The
like
lore
it.
they built around the Dark Zone going into that game was huge.
It's really
Like
cool.
I was so excited for the Dark Zone.
I was
the concept
scared
of it,
of the dark
and
zone.
I was I was terrified. I was terrified.
That was
It's, there's a lot of girl bosses, a little too many, and there were the RPG stuff was stupid,
yeah.
and the AI was probably the dumbest. That was
The weapon
typical.
progression was dumb as fuck. I hated that.
Well, the dumbest part of that game is if you get 2 hours ahead of your friend, he can't play with you because he can't
Get to the
he
part of
can't
the
even
story you're in.
compete.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the
Well, yeah,
level of the
his
characters.
his gun can't do the same damage as your gun.
Yeah, I
Just
don't.
The RPG aspects really ruined that game for me.
They had such a winner on their plate, and they listened to somebody who had a good idea but didn't know what they had in front of them. They didn't see that fucking beautiful
Also,
game right there that they could have just
dude,
made amazing.
Ah,
The depiction of New York City or Manhattan
Was
that's
good.
the best Manhattan.
It was amazing. It was detailed. It was
Oh,
fun
yeah.
to explore. The boring part was the combat, which is the main part of the game.
The main part of the game was the worst part about the game.
I feel like they were cranking out bangers. Like Steep was going to be awesome, and Steep was kind of in the middle. Like
Steep was
thought
good. I like Steep.
It's okay. Yeah.
I liked Steep, but there was a little bit.
It didn't
It
have
hit-
the
it
extreme
did-
sports
It didn't
side
hit
of it.
all the way for me that I wanted.
Because you couldn't
it
do
to.
tricks on it. You could do like
I know.
limited tricks. You could basically just do flips and spins, and that's where they
Yeah.
went wrong because the snowboarding of that game was what everybody wanted to play. Like the gliding and stuff was fun as hell, but the snowboarding was the main attraction of that game, and they fucking that sucked the most. But
Yeah.
that being
the
said,
skiing was fun.
I really liked the game. It was fun.
It was.
I
very
got my
pretty.
money's worth.
Yeah, me too.
The crew was kind of coming out around that time.
I never played the
They had a
Crew.
lot of big games, like the crew, Steep, Division, and then everything just
Ghost
kind of
Recon.
Rainbow Six
the
was
wrong
popping
way.
at that time.
yeah, it all went the wrong way.
Oh, dude, my coffee.
Don't you remember? Like it was the Division, all the Ghost Recons, like they were all coming out at the same time, and you had to make the decision: what do I spend my $70 on? Like I don't know which one to. Like when I remember, I was in college. So, yeah, I could only spend my money on one. I was pinching pennies.
I was doing okay at that time, so I pretty much bought every game that I wanted to. But I think in that time also I was playing a lot of. Was Destiny kind of popping then?
Yeah.
I don't really remember because me and Buckster
EA
played.
Sports, UFC 2.
A
That
bunch
was the
of
game that,
Destiny.
like popping around that time.
Yeah, I never really got into the fighting games, but Grant and his
But I
brothers
love-
play those.
yeah.
NHL was popping at that time.
I haven't played a good NHL game since PlayStation 2.
2007 or 2009.
NHL 14.
What?
Oh boy.
NHL 14, that was the
Wow.
best NHL. Probably NHL 19 was pretty good, but NHL 14 was probably the last good NHL game.
I think all sports games died in 05. But
You know
Wow.
what? Me and James talk about a lot on my podcast.
boys'
we talk
booty
about
holes.
The old, the old sports arcade games like NBA Jam.
Oh, me and
Not
PBR
arcades
talk.
like in the arcades, but like arcade style games like NFL Blitz.
Games.
Or,
Blitz
Oh,
was
yeah.
Blitz was good
Trust me.
except for the comeback bullshit. But
yeah, that's.
I
the
tell
rubber
people
band.
all the time I'm one of the best NFL Street 2 players in the world, probably. It's my best game.
Yeah.
It's my
Really?
best game. Yeah. Oh yeah. I memorized every play pretty much. I know what play people.
it was a
Are
2v2 or 3v3.
It was like it was like seven
no.
on.
Oh, it was full.
Yeah,
it
could
was
be-
full.
Yeah, 7v7. You could have multiple players on each side, but oh god, NFL Street 2, probably one of the best games ever for a sport game.
Never played it.
I love those old sport. The baseball had a couple good ones too, but I Bad
The
News
old
Baseball on the original Nintendo. Was
Triple
so great.
Play 2001. Some of those old Triple Play games were okay.
Was the Triple
Trying to
Play
think.
2001? Was that when they had the home run derby, but you were miniature and you were like in the kitchen and stuff, or you can hit a clock, or you're in a living room, and like there were things to aim at in your household to
I can't remember. It was I think Piazza was on the front cover.
Mike Piazza.
maybe.
Yep.
I don't know why I know his name. Yeah,
NBA
Well, he was-
Street was great too.
Mike Piazza was synonymous with 9/11,
Why?
I believe, wasn't he?
I don't know. I don't
Why
think
did
so.
he hide?
Was he
his,
the hijacker?
No,
was
he's
his,
on the Mets. He was a Mets player.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know.
I thought maybe his passport like just magically appeared out of the rubble.
No.
Mike
Well,
Piazza.
he was the slugger from the Mets, so New York home run hitter.
You know, that's funny because like I don't really care about sport games at all, but I pay attention to the fact that they exist. But I will never watch. The only thing I used to watch was FIFA Rage compilations. But outside
Some
of
good ones.
there are some good ones. But outside of that, I don't really watch sport gameplay. But I feel bad for that community because they're like superhero movies at this point. They're getting fed the same shit with no changes, and it's like all the changes they're making. Look, you can play baseball game or the FIFA with women now. You know that? They play against the big boys. Did you know like I know because if they made no offense to the women, but if they made a female soccer game, it would probably do about as good as Snow White. So I get it. At the same time, I don't because these games are based around stats and the stats don't add up. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. That kind of shit would bother me
I don't know.
in a sports game.
Sports games do suck. College football 2000 or college football that came out last year.
Are they going to add women's volleyball players to that game?
That was good. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Our high school guys love that game. They said that was the best sports game they've ever played, which is enough for me to know that they've never played a good sports game.
Well, that's because they never played a college football game because before that was
college games were fire.
2013. So college and NCAA 2014 was the last game before that, and that came out in 2013. So
that was 10 years ago. These kids were 8. They were 8 years old.
11 years.
They never got to even play a good game.
I mean, that's old enough to play a game at 8.
Yeah, I was definitely playing a lot of games.
Yeah, but they're probably not even realizing the greatness of a game at that point.
Maybe. You're right. I mean, and when I was 8, I used to think a Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure was the greatest video game of all time.
Mine was probably the Lego game.
I ate mine.
Probably.
I ate my boogers until someone told me they stay in your stomach for 7 years, and I was like,
"Oh no,
I'll never eat them again." I was probably like 4, and then I was like, "Nah, I'm done with that."
That's different. That's different. 4 years old. Anyways, how long is this podcast, guys?
We're not long enough.
Okay.
I mean, we can end it if we want, or we can keep talking. I don't really care. What do you got?
How much video are you gonna post over this?
I'm gonna do quite a bit of editing because
maybe we should edit this one and make it crispy.
I'm going to because there's a few clips where I have the camera's vertical stacked and I forgot it for a minute, so I'll be putting video over that for sure.
Dude, I'll tell you this much. Now as a podcaster, I guess, because I work at Sheridan Media.
As a media producer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the producer now. I think editing videos.
What are you laughing at? What is this guy laughing at?
Editing is kind of fun. Okay, so I opened my phone for the first time during the podcast.
Yeah.
And the first thing I see when I open my phone is a Facebook post, and it says, "Do strippers dookie during work?"
Oh, 100%. It's called baby wipes.
They got to, right?
Yeah.
They have to.
They baby wipe. Oop. Have you ever been in the back of a strip club before? Like where the girls get dressed and shit?
Yeah, dude,
No.
I've been all over.
Yeah, I've been back there a few times, and it's super funny. It's like a locker room, but with girls wearing fucking nothing.
A guy who used to play video games with Deuce.
Yeah.
Cobb.
Old Cobby Bobby, the porno king himself.
The manager at one of the most famous strip clubs on the face of the planet. And, yeah, so there was a lot
in
of...
L.A.?
I went to their Christmas party. No, it was in San Francisco.
In San Francisco?
The O'Farrell... I don't want to call anybody up. O'Farrell Theater, you know? They made movies about it called X-Rated with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, I'm sure he loved filming that movie. Holy
the Mitchell Brothers.
shit.
Mitchell Brothers Theater. Anyways.
Wow.
You know, I never went to a strip club in San Francisco. I've been to one in I've been to a couple in Arizona and a couple in Sacramento. But the only reason I even went to the strip club in Sacramento is because I was friends with one of the girls that worked there, and it was just funny and fun to go.
I think I know that. What girl is it?
Tashina?
Nope.
No, you're thinking of the blowjob queen. What was her name? Fuck, I called her that for years, and I don't even know why.
Don't say the name. We're on the internet, dude. Don't say anybody's name.
Why not? Who's watching this show that's going to be like, yo, they were talking about you stripping, okay?
Yeah, until one
I can
day
picture
when
her
you're-
face when she was younger. I'm imagining now she looks like she smokes a pack a day.
Is it the one where you say the run? We used to say RUN at the end of her name.
I can't.
Her last name started with an R, and we call it a run.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay.
I know. Okay, so when she was stripping, you know what's so funny? I got the tail end of that girl, which you know. Oh, you don't even want to know either. I mean, this was called a run for a reason. But I got the tail end of that run, and you know, she's actually pretty cool.
She's awesome, dude.
As much as she's been ran through, I really like her. She's a super cool girl.
She was awesome, and nothing against anybody who likes to do runs all the time. But like,
PBR can't even imagine.
But it's like, I never
Somebody with
Even though
daddy
it might-
issues is what she's the product of.
Yeah, definitely. But she was awesome.
Yeah, she was
Awesome
cool.
person.
Cool chick. That being said, I never partook in a run, but God, that makes me laugh.
Except for the tail end.
Well, the tail end was, I mean, after she'd been blown out, like years after. So
I hear.
she knows. She can't deny it. But I also haven't talked to her in years, so but yeah. Good times.
My favorite, like some of the friends that I had that were girls. I had a lot. I had a lot of friends growing up.
A lot of friends, amazing people, some of the best people.
And I would I'd have friends that we used to be good friends and dated a few times, and then they would go off to the infamous Chico State and
Oof.
come back
With a blown out
Completely.
O-ring.
completely different.
Yeah.
Like completely different. Like with maybe like 6 or 7 abortions later.
Yeah.
Oh.
Chico is if you are a part of the culture in Chico, you're going hard. Like you are partying.
It's too
And
hard.
when you're partying
It's
like
too hard.
that, I mean it's like Van Wilder times 5 kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
partying. So like those girls, it's funny looking at it now as an older guy cuz I'm like,
And the guys too.
you know,
Because there's
yeah.
VD everywhere.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
looking at it from my perspective now is very different. From when I was younger,
Oh, yeah.
I'd have been like, "Oh yeah, get it." Now I'm like,
Yeah.
"Come on, guys! Like, you're gonna regret that one day." And then when you do or don't tell your, the person you wind up with eventually, if they find
It's
out,
not
they're
be
gonna
pretty.
they're gonna have a very different opinion of you. But when I was younger, I didn't really care about it. Now, I would encourage people not to do that.
I know, and I used to think of the old people that like my age who would be like
Watching it happen, like just
like,
being
"Oh,
around
I'm going
it.
to go to Chico State. I'm like, dude, I don't recommend you going to Chico State. I say that now. I have a lot of nieces and nephews and friends with kids and stuff
Chico
like that.
might be a
They're
little
all-
different now.
They're a lot. No, it's not.
No?
No, it's not. And a lot of them were like, "Oh, I want to go to Chico State," and they do have a pretty good program.
It's an
when it comes
ag.
to,
They have a good agriculture program there, don't they?
ag. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I go just avoid that. At
If
all
you
costs.
want
Same
to
with
go
Humboldt.
to an agricultural
They just
school,
it's a hookup college? Is that all it is?
it's a party
party.
town. The whole town exists around
Revolves
this
around, yeah.
college.
Yeah.
So
Like drugs and everything? Or
everything,
just
the whole
sleeping?
everything.
Okay.
Like I know probably I know about probably 10 or 12 people that have gone to that school, but a handful of them have come out with very bad addiction issues like meth and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Because like Chico,
Okay, so when you say party town, it's like
all over.
Wisconsin Party College times 10.
It's
No,
like
yeah.
like-
So
Wisconsin
It's a-
Party College is drinking beers.
Yes.
this is beers
This is
and there's like parts of Chico, right?
more.
There's the core center part, right? Which is
Yeah,
like cocaine
town.
and beer. And then you have like the outskirts where you have the grimy shit going on, where you have like
farming and meth.
meth and like
Ugh.
everything that shouldn't be around people in college. But it's
So
the town is very small, and it's all
Oh,
like
yeah.
during the summer, the town is damn near dead.
Okay.
And then when school's in, it's woohoo, fuck yeah, every night.
When it comes to Wisconsin, so that's in Madison, right?
Yeah.
So you have Madison as a big city. And then you have a big college, party college would be like Arizona State. And that's near,
Yes.
was that Scottsdale or is that
Tempe?
Tempe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a big city. So Arizona State's a very big party school, but I promise you and there's a lot of kids that go to school and they come out messed up, and of course because it's a huge party school. But Chico State
It's isolated.
That's it.
That's it.
It's just an isolated place where there is no Tempe near you.
There's
Sacramento's
bars.
is 3 hours away. And
Yeah. There's bars in this town, but most of the partying is house parties.
yeah,
Like
if I was to go,
crazy
if me and
house
Deuce-
parties.
If I was to go to Chico State to go party, I would be able to just go into a frat house. And
You
just
don't
party
have
with
to
everybody.
be. You could be 13 and find yourself
Yeah.
in any part because there's people they pregame at the bars. They don't pregame to go to the bar. They pregame at the bar, and when the
Yes,
bars
that's true.
close, they stream out
You
to
walk
everybody's
down the
houses.
street. Yep.
Like, man, I've done so many drugs there.
Dude, I was also underage there many times.
We used to go there in high school. Yeah, when
Yeah.
when you want to party in high school, you don't go to like we obviously had house parties and shit where we lived, but when
Yeah,
you
of
wanted to
course.
party, you drive an hour and a half up to Chico because they don't care as long as you have money for beer, you're in the door, you know. And most of the parties flood out of the front yard or out of the house into the front yard, and like it's
it's
a
a lot of-
different atmosphere.
It was also I went with a lot of high school people, high school girls. I know girls that like hooked up with old men, pretty much like in their 30s.
If
know,
you
they were
want to
fine.
get laid,
They weren't-
you go to Chico, you buy a house as a 40-year-old man, and you have a sign that says live nudes at the front door, and you'll have all. Just kidding.
I saw a mud party there where the whole front yard was dug out. So people were hitting sprinkler pipes and stuff, and it was just a giant mud pit where it lasted Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, where just people from around the street come in to fight and wrestle in the mud, and mostly naked girls, and it was just unreal. Like I went to sleep and woke up. This is when I had friends in college, and I would stay with them, and we would wake up and like walk around, and the party was still going. The same people, still muddy, just layers of mud on them. And now the mud is like not even dark anymore. It's like dry mud, and they're still wrestling naked, drinking. It's just-
One of the
we
most.
also saw.
Oh, go ahead.
We also that same weekend that's a very big shock to me, and it's happened to a lot of people. We were there, and someone died because someone had turned 21. And we had been in this party. I had no idea who it was. I didn't know, but the person turned 21, and they took 21 shots. Like every so often they'd be like another shot, and that this girl is a girl. She took another shot, and then she had to do it until she hit 21, and she fucking died that day. So the party never stopped, kept going.
The most brutal fight I've ever seen was in Chico, and not brutal in the fact that like somebody pulled out a knife and started stabbing somebody, because there's other stories about that, but these guys were so wasted and probably coked up because the throws that they were landing, you could hear them echoing off the houses. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, it was
You're just
cracks
like,
and
whoa, yeah. It was fucking crazy, and I was just sitting on the porch of one of the houses, just fucking watching these guys brawl down the street. Like it was crazy. Anyway, I say that we end it here.
Yeah.
This
Parties,
was the first test launch of the Larf Lounge, but not married to the name at the same time.
Lords of Larf Town or Larf Lounge?
Lords of Larf Town. We'll let PBR sign us out. That's his.
Lords of Larftown, the Legends of Chico Dudley. We have Deuce Nukem on the left. We got PBR on the right. Down below us, we got G Stanky.
The voice.
Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out. We had a great conversation. We're going to be trying to melt G Stanky's computer later, maybe tonight, playing a little Delta Force Hawk Ops co-op campaign. Black Hawks
Black Hawks
down
flying everywhere, flopping and
campaign.
slapping.
Black Hawk Tua.
Where's your craziest party location? Comment it down below. We need to know about it.
Yeah, if you made it this
what
far.
What kind of games are you playing that you're excited about?
If
What
any.
recommendations do you have? Yes. Have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.